Hey, tell me a bit, because again, we're around the same age, your political heroes. See, I come of age in an Irish Catholic, Democratic Chicago
Kennedy.
household. Right. So in my house, there was practically a shrine to JFK, right? I remember Robert Kennedy. And JFK, I was too young, really. I was like 3 years old when he was assassinated. But RFK, I remember very well. My parents reverenced, the Kennedys, Martin Luther King, the civil rights movement. I mean, all of that was very formative. My father's family was involved in Chicago Democratic politics. My grandfather, whom I never knew, but was in the judicial system in Chicago and all that. So we were really, into the thing. One of my earliest political memories is my father, this is what, 1972, I was 12, Republican conventions on TV, and he's booing Richard Nixon. That's one of my earliest memories, right? So that's the background that I come out of. Here's a question I've asked a number of times. Would my dad, he's been gone now for many years, but would he recognize the Democratic Party today as the one he reverenced when he was a young guy? And is there a disconnect somehow between, I'll call them the classical issues and ideals of the Democratic Party and what it at least appears to represent today? So I'm being a little provocative, but given my own background and my own memory of my father and my strong kind of democratic formation, speak to that a little bit if you could. Would my dad recognize the party today?
Yeah, I think he'd have a hard time with it.
Yeah,
we may have lost him and guys like him were he alive today. I'd say that I'm a new kind of old-fashioned Democrat.
Yeah,
and I think of Truman and I think of Kennedy and the Bobby
Hubert
Kennedy.
Humphrey,
and
maybe.
My father loved Hubert Humphrey.
Yeah.
I grew up in a house with a picture of John F. Kennedy and my father campaigning together in 1960.
Oh, wow.
I have that picture in my office. If you ask the American people what are the issues they care about, they'll say they care about the economy, they care about immigration, they care about taxes, they care about crime, and they care about health care. If you ask those same people, what do you think the Democrats care about? They say they care about choice, they care about LGBT, they care about health care, which is crossover with health care, they care about saving democracy, and they care about climate. So there's a disconnect between what the people are talking about and what are all very important issues that they see the Democrats as being standing for, but really you're not going to build a party around that unless you talk about the economy, immigration, taxes, crime, and healthcare.
It's very interesting to me.